Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. Today we are going to learn how to create chart report by report builder. So there are multiple ways that we can open a report builder. So go to the search and type report builder. If you have installed a report builder, then you will be able to see report builder 3.0 right here, and you can click there and it will open a report builder. If you do not know how to install a report builder, you can watch my previous video where I have downloaded and installed the step-by-step report builder. Other way around is you go to the report manager interface and you have the tab there called the report builder. So you can click from there. I have already opened the report builder. Why? Because it takes some time on my machine to open it. So I don't want to waste the time. So this is the interface you are going to see. First of all, you will see the radio button here. You can click here and then click new if you are creating a new report. By default, when it will open, it will show you the start of window or the dialog that has also all those tabs like create a new, blank, and if you want to use the wizard and all that, you can select from there. But if you are here, you can go to the button and click new and select blank report. If you are using a SQL Server 2016, you will not see this button right there. So there is a file menu or drop down, so you can click on the file and go to the new. Now, as I have opened the report builder by clicking from the report manager interface, so it is already connected. So if I will take you to report builder, here you will see the report builder is already connected to the report server. So if I want to disconnect it and I would like to connect to some other server, I can go ahead and do it. So from here, if I will connect, it will give me the drop down. So I can type, and if I have used some of the report servers already, it will give me those. So in my case, it is given me SQL 2014 and SQL 2016. Those are the two report servers I have installed on my machine. So I'm going to use SQL 2014 in this case. So connect. Now the next part is we need to understand from where we want to create that report. Let's say in this case we will be creating chart report. So we need to understand, okay, which data source or database I need to connect. So you can go to your report manager interface, and then here you have data sources. I have created that folder by myself. And if your DBA has created those data sources, fine. If they have not created, you can always ask them to create one for you by providing more information such as server name, where it should point to, and the database name. In my case, my data source is pointing to my SQL server, and it is called SQL 2014, and the database we have, it is called the sales. So I have already set up the data source. If you don't know how to set up, you can watch my previous video where I showed how to set up a data source on a report server by using report manager interface. So now we will be this sales data source we will be using in our report, and that's pointing to our server, and database name is sales. You can see from here the connection string, so it is pointing to our server 2014, and this is the catalog. Initial catalog is the database name. So that's what it is. If you are using some credential, provide the credential. I recommend using some service account or SQL account instead of using Windows integrated security, because your user might not have permission on those databases. So you would like to have created one account that will be having permission on these databases. So your user would not need any permission to connect to the database servers. They will be having permission on the reports, but under the hood, this service account will take care of extracting data from the databases and bring into the report server. Now we are talking too much. Let's go ahead and create the report. So first of all, we will be clicking here on the data sources, right click, add data source, and further we see options here. Use a shared connection or report model. Report model is not really ported after SQL Server 2012. So you can't really create the report model in SSDT SQL Server data tools, but the option is there. If you are somebody has put somehow, so they can use it. But we will be using a connection. So in this case, these three connections are already shown because we have used them before, so they are coming from the recent items. If you would like to create a new data source and embed in the report, that's also the option. But as we have already one data source and we know that that's the data source we want to use, so we will use that. Second part, once we know that which data source we need to use, we need to also know which table or store procedure we will be using. In my case, I am using a total sales table. Do I need all those columns for this report? No. So I need only few columns. I'm going to delete all those columns and leave with the items sold. That's what I need. And then I need the country and region for this report. So I will be using these three columns for our chart report. Copy this one. Now come back to here, and as I said that you can use from the already if you have already or recently used, you can use them. Let's give some name. Let's call this one DS sales. And now otherwise you can go to browse, and once you go to browse, it will show you the report server folders, and here we have a data source folder, and these are the two data sources available to us. So we can click on any of them as we have already used them, say they are there. So I'm going to use one of them here called SQL 2014 data sources, and it is sales. So okay, now right click on the data sets, add data set, and provide the name. So I'm going to call this one dset sales. And here you see that we have shared data set available to us as well. I have used for one of the report. If you are going to use the same query or a store procedure for multiple reports, you can go ahead and create a shared data set and deploy to your report server. If your queries are going to be changed for each of the report, I will recommend using embedded in your report. So in our case, we are using only three columns from the table, and we know that that's the only they will be only used in this report, so we will use as embedded. Paste your query, and then we are all good. You can use a store procedure if you like. In my case, I'm simply using the select query. Now here you have different options. You can build your query from the query designer if you like. So it is asking, okay, use the current Windows, because I have used Windows integrated security. So now from here you can see that you can build your query, you can run your query, you can do a lot more. If I click back here, it's going to discard the query, so it's okay, fine. And here in this editor I have the option, it is connected to sales database. These are the schemas, so you can see we have tables and everything. And from here, let's say if I would like to go for total sales, I don't see that here, total sale here. So if I will click here, then I can also choose the columns from here. I can build my query actually pretty much from here if I like, but I always recommend the way writing your query, testing in SSMS, and maybe you have joins with multiple tables and all that. So you write it here and then copy and just paste to the report builder query designer. So once you paste there, then you can go ahead and hit next. So this is the same query. If you go to the edit as text, you will see that we are selecting three fields, country, region, and item sold from the same table. So no difference. But if you have go back, it will let you, but if you will write your query by yourself, and then it will discard. So you don't want to click here edit as text if you are writing your own query. So otherwise it will discard that. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Now we are all good here. So that's what I was talking. Once you have your own query, paste it here. You don't need to go to the query designer at all. So hit OK. The next part is writing the title of your report. Let's say sale chart report. Now there are multiple ways you can bring the chart item here. So you can right click here, go to insert, and then select the chart from here. That's one way. The other way, we can go, let me cancel this out. You can go to the insert, and once you are in the insert, you will see the chart there. So you can click here and say you want to use chart wizard. No, I want to just insert the chart. So this will do the same thing what we have done already here. This will open select chart type. So we have column, line, shape, and all different type of charts available to us. I have done a lot of demos on how to use these charts and I have created those report in SSRDT, SQL Server Data Tools. They are no different from creating these reports in the report builder. But anyways, if you would like to go and watch those reports videos for different chart types, you can watch them. Here we'll be creating first of all a column chart. So click on column, hit OK. Now a column chart is right here. Next part, we'll be clicking here, and once you click here, chart data window will pop up. It is asking, okay, what column you would like to use for values. I'm gonna click add and say item sold. On the categories, I would like to see the countries, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the country here. Now let's go ahead and see our report, and we will come back to series. And now what we do, we run our report. This video is going to be a little lengthy, but there are small things we covered, so pretty much anybody who can start from scratch and build these reports. So we covered a lot of concepts while we are walking through just the chart report. So here you see that the values are on the vertical and the countries are on the horizontal. So on x-axis we see the countries. Now let's go back to the design, click on the design button, and then let's say if we would like to add a series. So click here, and then region, I would like to have a region as a series. So I'm going to click here, run the report. Now this is how you will see that. You see Asia, and for Asia we have the color blue, and we see that India and Pakistan in that one. We have Europe, North America. So that's how you see. The chart size is coming a little small, so what we can do, we can go ahead and increase the size if you like. So if you will drag it here, let's see what happens. So it is the window is adjusting itself, so you can make a big size chart here by just dragging it. Also, let's say we would like to have some values on these bars, so right click here and say show data labels. So by doing that, we will be able to see the actual values. So run the report again. Now you see this is more clear, and for Europe we see that this is orange color, and then we have France and Germany. The other one we have Asia, and then we have US. US has only one, North America has only one country, USA. That's why we only see one bar here. Now it's really easy. Once you are done with the creating the chart report, you can change the type of the chart report. Let's say if I would like to go and say change, right click here. So I right clicked here and say all these properties can be changed. Let's say the title can be changed. I would just want to say my sale chart. So x-axis, these titles can be changed as well, so you can change. Just in your case, let's say you say total items sold. So you click here, and also this can be changed as well. So let's say you say country name. Now you click here, so this part will be selected. Right click and change chart type. Now we have the same options here. Let's say we would like to convert this to the stacked column. So I'm going to click this one where we have series, and then series will be further divided into the category. So let's click here, and now go ahead and run this report. And as you can see that here, what happened with the series, as the series was not in the right place, so we would like to change this one a little bit. So let me go ahead and change that one. Instead of category, we would like to have here, I would like to have the region, and then here in the series I would like to have country. So that's how they will be stacked on each other. For each of the series we will have the stack of countries. So let's run this one again, and now you can see that Asia, for Asia we have this is red and this is kind of blue, so we can see that India and Pakistan. So you can display these values. Let's say even you want to have Pakistan and India instead of 7 and 3, and you can have values and all that. I have done expressions, and I have showed you guys in the previous videos. You can watch those videos how to display the actual country name on these charts or bars. So this is how you the values for each of the country will be stacked on each other, and series will be on your x-axis. So that's the stacked column chart. Now let's go ahead and if we would like to change this chart type to the bar stack chart, we can go to bar, and then here we can click a bar, stack bar. So if I click there, now they will be horizontally instead of vertically. And now you can see that North America has only one country, that's why the whole bar is in one color, but Europe has two countries, and this is France in blue and Germany in orange. So you have Asia, India in red, and Pakistan in kind of dark blue. So this is how you will create a stacked bar chart. Now if we want to go ahead and change this one to simple bar chart, so right click here and then change chart type. So also you might have to go and make some changes on the chart data according to the chart type. So let's say bar. In the bar, now we know that, okay, in bar we would like to see the countries here, and the series should be the region. So we're gonna change this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and countries on the category, and the series should be region. So I'm gonna change that. So let's go ahead and run this now. And now you can see that countries are kind of on vertical and the values are going all the way on the horizontal axis. And by having the series, we see that blue is for Asia, so these countries with the blue, Pakistan and India, and then we have orange for Europe. So we can see there are two countries, France and Germany, and there is only one country in North America region, that's the United States. So this is how you will create a bar chart. And let me go back, and now let's say if we would like to convert this to the pie chart. So in this case, in pie chart, I don't want to have I would like to have only country. I don't care about the series at all. So let's say if I will go ahead and delete the series, so right click here and say delete series. Now I have items sold, so sum of items sold and country, and I'm gonna go ahead and change this chart type to the pie chart. So change chart, and then here we have shapes here. So we have pie, we have exploded pie, and different things there. So you can select whatever you like. So I'm going to go ahead for simple pie for now and run, and you will see a beautiful pie chart here. So there are certain things you can do. If you do not like these numbers inside, you can take them outside, and you can have country names here and there. So there are different things you can do. I would recommend watching my previous videos with the expressions on charts, and that will help you to understand and modify or format charts whatever the way you like. So go back to design. Now we are pretty much done here. Let me go back to the main slide and see if there is something we need to cover. So last one is bar chart, stack bar chart. We have done that, and now we need to publish this report to the report server from the report builder. So let's go ahead and publish this one. Now we are here in the report, and the final thing we can do, you can close from this close option here, cross, or you can hit save button. So but there are two ways to do it. If you hit save button, it's not going to close the report builder. If you will hit cross button, it's going to close it, and before it closes it will ask you, do you want to save this report? So let's go ahead with the save button and save the report. Once we hit save, it is already connected to the report server, so it is showing us all those folders. Now if you want to deploy to some other report server, you can do it from here. So you can click on recent sites and servers, or then you will see all those that right there, and select the server you like, and otherwise you can also paste the URL here. If you are connected here, it will be already showing you that. Otherwise you can just paste the URL and it will show you. So select the report server and say actually double click on this one instead of save, and then go to the let's say we would like to SSRS training. So here we would like to put that report, and I'm going to call this one RPT chart report builder, and now hit save. So it's going to save the report in the SSRS training folder. So let's go to the report manager, and here we will see in this interface we go to home, and if you have permission you will be going to the SSRS training, and the report should be there. You can go to detail view and click here, and by doing it you will see them all in the detail view. And if you will see a title view, that will be more kind of big icon view. I use both of them. So in the detail view, it is kind of easy to sort them by name or type and all that, and last modified date. So let's go ahead and modify date. If I will click on this one, still the report is not there. So it has taken some time to saving this report. I can tell you this is taken too much time for me. There are a lot of programs open on my computer. I have 2 SQL servers running, and that's one reason. And I have already 3 Internet Explorer and Mozilla and Firefox and all those kind of things are Google Chrome is open. So that's taken a whole lot of memory. Now if I will go back and refresh this one, now the report should be there. So it is a RPT chart report builder. So let's click that one, and that's how we will see or view our report on the report manager interface. So very beautiful report. You can make changes if you like, and that's it. And I appreciate your time for watching this video. I know this is a lengthy video, and I have a lot of comments. People say you speak sometimes too fast. I was trying to make it to the level so the people can understand from very basic, and really appreciate the way you guys subscribe and support and comments, and I will see you guys in next video.